is King Jayavarman II of Khmer Empire, who built the Angkor Wat, originated from Java Island. Let's find out in my next video.
Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we would like to discuss about King Jayavarman II of Cambodia. But before I started my YouTube video, please click subscribe, like, notification and leave comment button in order to this Kingdom Theory channel to survive and to give you a good video and good information about kingdoms around the world. Let's we started our discussion about King Jayavarman II of Cambodia. The liberation of Cambodia from the suzerainty of Java was the work of Jayavarman II, founder of the Kingdom of Angkor. Kode says that Jayavarman II no doubt took refuge in Java during the disturbance over the succession. Codes elaborates further. Jayavarman II returned from Java, perhaps motivated by the awakening of Sailendras on the island. Took place around 800 AD, for we have abundant evidence that the effective beginning of the reign was 802 AD. Jayavarman II is said to have reigned since 802 until 834 AD. How old was he when he became the king of Chenla? But actually he landed on Cambodia in 770 AD with his Sailendra army or navy and become the king of Cambodia in 802 AD and declared independence from Java. At that time he might have been over 50 years old. Did he really take refuge when he was a small boy? When Sailendra or Sriwijaya recovered Chaya area, it was around 765 AD. Around 770 AD, he was sent to Cambodia by Sriwijaya to become the king of Chenla or Khmer. I suppose that he was a family member of former Funan elite and was dispatched as the commander of Sriwijaya Navy. If he went back to Cambodia alone, he could not have conquered the major part of Cambodia so easily. Around in 760, Sailendra had attacked Chenla and probably occupied some of the major part of the Mekong River, Kampong Cham, Krati. Probably such a port became the base of the next step for Jayavarman's second invasion. My understanding is that before and after the declaration of independence, Jayavarman II had been still under the control of Sailendra, and he did not seem to have taken refuge voluntarily to Java. What George Codes said was quite dubious. Java does not mean the Java Island. In this case, Java means the Malay Peninsula. Before the Song time, Java generally means Java Dwipa, including the Malay Peninsula. In 411 AD, when Fasin arrived at Yabadei or Java Dwipa, he had to stay there 5 months. It was apparently at the west coast of the Malay Peninsula, probably Kedah. Jayavarman II was a mysterious king who left no single inscription during his reign, but in an inscription of the 11th century on the stele of Sdok Kak Tom, George Codes quote that His Majesty Jayavarman II came from Java to reign Chenla in the city of Indrapura. Later, he moved the capital to several places, and finally he died at Hariharalaya in 850 AD. George Codes says that although his effective authority undoubtedly did not extend beyond the region of the Great Lake, Jayavarman II began the pacification and unification of the country. Jayavarman II instructed a Brahman to conduct a religious ritual known as a cult of Shiva, namely Devaraja, which placed him universal monarch, but he could not extend territory so much. George Codes points out that the influence of Sailendra is apparent that in 791 AD, some ruler of Cambodia erected an image of the Bodhisattva Lokaswara at Prasat Takem near Siem Reap. Before Jayavarman II entered the area of Indrapura, Sriwijaya seemed to make enough preparation for him and help him politically and militarily. Jayavarman II reigned until 850 AD, but the last tribute from Chenla to the Tang dynasty was in 798 AD. The Chenla sent tribute to the Tang dynasty court in 818 and 814 AD. However, Chenla totally ceased sending embassy until 1116 AD. If Jayavarman II regained real independence, he should not have stopped sending envoy with tribute all of a sudden, because trade with China was a big financial resources. This nearly 300 years interval suggests the continuation of the domination or suppression from Sriwijaya, Sailendra and Sanfosi against Chenla. The helm of Sailendra was still in Java at the beginning of the 9th century. Sailendra started construction of the Mahayana Buddhist temple of Borobudur, perhaps at the second half of the 8th century. At the early stage of the 9th century, Samaratunga, the Maharaja of Sailendra, still dominated the central Java, and Jayavarman II was perhaps under his control. Of course, Chenla could have traded with China. However, the record of the tributary mission was not found in the Chinese chronicle after 814. In 1116 AD, King Jayavarman II restarted his tribute to the North Song dynasty, which is also said to have completed the first phase of Angkor Wat, the famous building in Cambodia, the famous temple. The relation between Tambralinga, dominated by Sriwijaya family, and Chenla during around 300 years is not certain. However, Angkor could not be entirely free from the influence of Sriwijaya for most of the period. In the latter half of the 10th century of King Sidimangara, identified with Nakhon Si Thammarat, named Sujita, intervened in the conflict between local king and arrived at the gate of Lafo or Lobur with a considerable army and a fleet. Later, Sujita, the king of Nakhon Si Thammarat, established himself as the master of Lopburi. His son was Kamboja Rajan, who is assumed King Suryavarman I. Suryavarman I, who ruled from 1002 to 1050 AD, was believed to be a prince of Tambralinga and got the throne of Khmer. At least Suryavarman I dominated the Khmer kingdom throughout the first half of the 11th century. On the contrary, A king of Chenla who had strong relation with Nakhon Sitamarat could have easily interfered with the political issue in Cambodia, even though the relation between Chenla and Nakhon Sitamarat between 802 to 1000 to 1116 AD have not been clarified yet. It is probably that Sriwijaya directly or indirectly controlled Chenla through Trambralinga. I think that's all for me at this point about King Jayavarman II. Thank you for your kind attention. Don't forget to click subscribe, like, and notification button. Thank you for your kind attention. See you on my next video. Thank you.